Apart from the chair, have you any concerns?
Since the last game, the situation improved a lot. I mean, we have the most of the squad, most of the players going to be available for a game. All right, there's only at the moment Ginger Collins, James, who is out. He's got still that ankle that he done against West Brom. But it is a matter of days, and he should train with us Monday or Tuesday. Then we are still waiting. Chicharito is coming back today. He's going to train. He wasn't with us for a couple of weeks because of Mexico games and all that. So he's coming back tomorrow in training and all that. Apart from that, on a paper, we're going to have the most of the squad, all of the squad back. Okay, some of them, they only started to train with us on Monday and Tuesday, so they're still not completely fit. But it's a good situation if we are talking about injuries. Not only about injuries, but also some players who played the last game, let's say against Swansea, like Lanzini, like Antonio. We use this international break to work on their stamina, to work on their fitness, and to be fair, we mix this break with like a combination of days off and to rest them and to work on their fitness, and we've done it really good. We train really good, and so those couple of things are the reason why I'm optimistic before this game.
You've got all your main attacking options really available to you for the first time this season altogether. How much of a headache does that give you? How do you solve that?
It's not a headache, okay. That's another issue. If you are talking about how to put them all or how to make them all happy, but we are talking about long term, and it's always an issue. Right? But it's good finally to be in a position that we have, especially like, as you said, on those positions, attacking ones or offensive midfield ones, but it's attacking ones as well, to have your whole team, and I tell to my staff, this is I'm not saying they're going to play all, they're going to start all, it's impossible to put them all, of course, but this is like first time that basically we have a possibility to put the team that we were thinking about in a pre-season, this is on paper our strongest team. Now we're gonna probably be in a situation to have that option.
Chicharito missed the second Mexico game with a personal issue. Does that impact on his selection or availability this week at all?
Well, that's not, but we have to bear in mind that he didn't train with us, and that today is first day. The game is on Saturday, 3 o'clock. We play away game tomorrow. We are traveling. He's gonna be at the training tomorrow, and we're gonna see. But the good thing is that he played the first game, he scored, which is always important for the strikers, and then he's going to train with us tomorrow, and then we're going to decide what we're going to do on Saturday. But I'm expecting him to be in the squad, of course.
On social media, he denied reports from Spain that he was unhappy at the club. Is that your? He says he's happy. Is that your understanding of it?
Exactly. Yeah. He said it's completely out of, like, no worries, no truth at all. There's not 1% of the truth at all in that, and that's what we expected. That's what I expected, and so it's all like somebody made it up, right?
Burnley are currently on their best ever unbeaten run in the Premier League. What do you feel that they are doing well this season?
Last year they are doing extremely well, home and away. Last year they were a little bit too cautious with the reason, because they were promoted and then they were relegated like year after. So last year, and it wasn't ages ago, and last year they were a bit cautious, as I said, and they were playing more on reaction than action. You know what I mean? Now they changed it. They are still very solid. They are still, when needed, very direct and all that. But you can see them play. You can see them being more brave with the ball, on the ball. Also, they kept the core of the team, but they added some new players. They have, I don't know if you compare their team from first game of the last season with this, it would be 5 or whatever new players, you know, which is a lot. And they're on a good run. They have the confidence, and they deserve to be where they are.
Slaven, it is a World Cup year. Do you think
Sorry?
It's a World Cup year?
Yeah,
do you think
it is.
Andy Carroll can make an impact and maybe come into the England squad if he has a good season? Is there a lot of motivation?
That's always the motivation for all the players, you know. It's not only Andy in our team. We have all English players, you know. They can hope, dream, or plan. If I have a good season, I have a good chance. Is it Andy? Is it Cresswell? Is it Noble? Is it Michael Antonio? Is it Joe Hart? Did I forget anyone? No. You are not concentrating. So it's like, but it goes for every player from every club. The players are hoping, the players are thinking, especially not only English or British now with Ireland and all that, but also the foreigners. It gets out from you an extra motivation. So it goes the same. It goes the same for Andy Carroll. Of course, we spoke so many times. We spoke about that for Euro 2016 also. You know, he needs consistent. He needs to play well. He needs to score goals or whatever, or make an impact on a regular basis. For West Ham to think about England call up.
I don't know if you've had a chance to watch recent England games. What role do you feel Andy could play in that England team?
Of course, I watched a couple of games. I watch, especially the second one because of Cresswell, because he played. But I watch also the game against Slovenia. What role can he play? Centre forward, of course. Yeah. No, but there's no point of talking about, you are talking extremes about Andy Carroll, you know. He has to be concentrated on club football, and only that will put him in a position that if he plays for West Ham, if he plays well for West Ham, and to force Gareth Southgate to give him a call.
Final question, just on Reece Oxford. He hasn't really been playing in Germany at the moment. What future do you see for him at West Ham? He once said he would like to captain the team in the future. Do you see that could he still fulfil those ambitions at some point?
Well, he's got that potential, definitely. I mean, that was, and he needed to go somewhere to play more regularly in a good league on loan. So he went to Mönchengladbach. It's a good club. It's a very important club in Bundesliga, and unfortunately, he's still not playing regularly. He's still waiting for his chance, but he's very positive, and I hope and I expect from him, if he gets the place in the starting lineup, first to keep it, and with that, of course, to improve and to come back to West Ham and demand to be a regular player for us. Thank you.
Slaven, how well do you feel that Andy Carroll has performed for you since he returned from injury?
He's been good, you know. He's very. Andy always has an impact on a game, you know. Is it from the start or or from the bench? And that's exactly what he's been doing for us since he came back from the injury. Of course, we're expecting him to be, of course, more fitter, and with fitness, to get more minutes at the pitch, to get more match fitness, and to be better and better. And he's looking better in training now than he was, let's say, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 weeks ago, which is only natural, because he had a long break, and yeah, he's good.
Is there pressure on him to score goals? Because he says his game is more about doing the other things, creating goals, taking people out of plays. Is there pressure on him to score?
There's always the pressure on center forwards. You know, if the team doesn't score goals, then it's always the center forwards who are first of all, they are not happy if they don't score. Second, you're expecting from your strikers to score goals. But as I said 2 years ago and last year, you have center forwards who are basically depending on their goals to prove that they are worthy for the team, you know. And he's not like that. He's working for a team. He's opening spaces. Sometimes 2 or even 3 players are around him. They are trying to stop him, which opens the gaps and the spaces for some other players that can use. Not to mention his flicks or layoffs with his head or foot. And so for him to make an impact on the game and to be very important, not to mention crucial for our game, he doesn't have to score goals.
He says that all of the players are 100% behind you as a manager. Just what does that support mean to you?
Well, it means to me, I told you, not maybe you, but I told the other guys that I feel that mostly, and this is the place that is giving me answers for that. You know, I mean, all the players are going to be always very motivated when they are on a match day. You know, it's on telly. It's like the people are watching them. It's 60, 50, 40, or 70,000 people. But the training grounds, you know, where you work day in, day out, every day. You have your frustrations. You have your good days. You have your bad days. And what gives me not hope but encouragement and the proof that we are working hard is that we never lost it, you know, not in the bad times last season or this season. We are always training hard and we always have a good atmosphere in a group.
And just on Burnley, finally, has what they've achieved this season so far surprised you, or is it down to Sean Dyche being as good a manager as he is? Well,
he's definitely a good manager, and he was a good manager before as well. Did it surprise me? Yeah, it did. Of course it did. Especially the away form, you know, because last year I think they waited till, I don't know when, March or whatever, to beat Palace away and to get first away win. Like now, if you don't mention it's them, if you ask which team has beat, I don't know, Chelsea, Everton and drew against Spurs and Liverpool, you would say probably, I don't know, Man United or Man City, you know, you wouldn't say Burnley, you wouldn't say West Ham. So it's a big achievement, and it did surprise me. But it wasn't lucky, you know, they deserved. So as I was talking before, they have now experience of the Premier League. And I'm not talking only about the manager, I'm talking the players and everything. They've done it last season, so they gained the confidence, they have good patterns. They also changed the team a bit. They got some really good players, and they are playing with more bravery, let's say, and with more freedom when they have a ball, but they didn't lose that kind of a stillness in them and compactness that is still the core of their philosophy. So, very good team, and all the credits, all the plaudits goes to Sean Dyche.
You mentioned Sean Dyche there. Is he a future England manager?
Sorry?
You mentioned Sean Dyche there. Do you think he could be a future England manager?
Well, why not? Or definitely, or whatever. You know. It's always good to have the national team, to have a domestic manager. You know, it's like it's not a club. It's like have to understand the whole nation and the culture and the history and the legacy and the expectations and all that. So he's definitely one of them that has it. And he's young, he looks strong also, you know. Good, and he's got that voice. But I'm joking, okay? I'm joking, but he's doing really a good job. Last year his success was a bit under the radar and all that, and he's still at Burnley, which makes it easier in a daily job because you can afford some bad games or whatever. But on the other hand, it makes it harder to get that ultimate recognition, you know. But he's definitely a good manager.
You've been an international manager. You watched the Lithuania game. England away to Lithuania because Aaron was playing. I think most people were bored. A lot of people turned the TV off, didn't watch all the game. Why are England boring? What, from an international manager's point of view, tell me why England aren't playing how Premier League players play on a Saturday. So I didn't see Aaron Cresswell bombing forward and whipping in crosses like he does for you. I didn't see Spurs players playing how they play for Spurs.
It's hard, you know, first to have that, to produce that rhythm. You need both teams to play like that, because you can't expect one team to run like crazy if the other team is slowing the tempo of the game. So that is, but that's been for years now, you know. That's why also sometimes, even in a Champions League, not to mention Europa League, you see English teams, they can't get in that kind of the rhythm. It's not the grass, you know. It's not that. It is. You need both. And but I think they done well. Look, they qualified, and I know that the English press or fans or whatever they're talking, yeah, qualifications are like friendly games and all that, blah blah blah. Which in one hand, okay, but only to a certain level. Because you see, Portugal needed to win their last game. And they were in a group with Switzerland that I respect a lot, but if England was in a group with Switzerland, you would say anyway, like, is it Slovenia or Switzerland? For you is the same. You know, so we're talking about Portugal. Italy, they are going to playoffs. France needed to win their last game. Croatia needed to win to go to playoffs. And we have a really good team. So apart from Germany, Belgium, and basically not even Spain. Spain needed to beat Italy. It was like in September. Nobody like cruised. So you should appreciate that.
I was with a manager yesterday who said that ahead of this weekend's game for his club, he would rather bore the pants off people and win than be entertaining and lose. Now, I'm not saying that you want West Ham to be entertaining and lose every week, but football managers, football teams are in an entertainment business, aren't they? Your main job is to win, but a byproduct of that is to keep the fans in.
It is okay, and okay if I think that every manager is aiming to have it both, you know. But of course, and something between. Okay, it's a game of results. It's a fact. It's 100% like that. If you don't have the result, then nobody's happy. Nobody's happy. But the aim is to get result with the style and all that. But if you are talking about England, I think they are trying to do it that way. They are trying to do it.
Last one, somebody mentioned Reece Oxford earlier. He's up for the, among the FIFA awards coming up in 10 days' time, he's up for the best young player with the likes of Mbappe and Dembele. Are you surprised at that, and do you think he should embrace that and think, right, if I'm being spoken about in terms of these players?
You know, somebody recognizes him, and it's good for him, but only if he treats it in a way like, okay, come on. I've done nothing, and I'm like the people think I have that in myself, and it's a great thing. But if he goes the other way and thinks that he is Mbappe at this very moment, then it's wrong. I know Reece, I know his family, I know his agent and all that, and I know that he's gonna get it in the right way. He's got it in himself. Only he has to get his place and start playing regularly. Hopefully, because he's there now for Borussia Mönchengladbach, and then to play for the rest of the season. It would be a great thing if he plays in Bundesliga, and then he would have every reason to come back, knock on the door and say, listen, I'm a first 11 player for West Ham. Or without playing regularly, no nominations can make you a player, of course. And that goes for every young player. Yeah.
All right. No, cameras off, please.
Okay.
Cameras off.